Hello, now we are going to discuss about the new marketing realities that we face in the current 21st century, and we see that they are coming from two significant sources. So the realities in our market is actually dominated by two significant sources. One source is the societal forces that is creating new marketing behaviors, opportunities, and challenges. And on the other side, we see that they are also making the companies more capable to cope and respond with the challenges. So let's see first about the societal forces, what is changing, how they are changing uh, marketing environment, and how we need to cope with them. So I mean, in our next slide, we see all these 11 key forces for societal forces to change our marketing reality. So first of all, the network information technology, then globalization, deregulation, heightened competition, so increased competition, then industry governance, and then retail transformation, disintermediation, consumer buying behavior, consumer information, consumer participation, and then consumer resistance. So now if we start with the first one, we see that network information technology, I mean, if you ask me what is the most prevalent example of this technology is internet. And what we see that with the networks, the technologies, when they start working in a global network, I mean under internet, it has become now easy to coordinate our business activities around the world. So now in this age of network information technology, it is very easy to actually lead a more accurate levels of production and more targeted communications and more relevant pricing, because we are very connected with the suppliers, with the customers, and we can really understand quite accurately that how much we need to produce and how much the customers are ready to pay. Now, when we have got the network technology, it also is driving our globalization more effective and more pervasive. By globalization, we mean that the companies and the market, they have become globally connected. So someone now, I mean, we're living in Bangladesh, can be a target of someone working or making solutions in USA. For example, here we have a smartphone user in Bangladesh. So a smartphone user in Bangladesh, but that smartphone user can be targeted by some global forces like Apple can target them, and because the market is global. And then so now we have another dominant trend, that is about deregulation. What do you mean by deregulation? It means that the market is more free, so it is easy to enter the market. Any marketer, easy to enter the market. So by deregulation, we mean that you can easily enter the market as a marketer. So just take one example. For example, our telecommunication market. 20 years back, if we think about it, or 25 years back, it was only one company who was dominating or who was the only who was monopolizing this market. It was BTCL, or at that time it was called BTCL. At that time it was called TNT. So they were actually the monopoly for land phone. They were the monopoly for even wireless phone. At that time we didn't have like mobile phone concept, but wireless phone. And then they gave license, I mean very limited license, to one company which is called like Citycell. Now it is called Citycell. So that company got the license, but it was a license rush time. It was a time when if you get the license, you have got nobody else without license cannot compete with you. So at that time, Citycell, even they had phone connections at 100,000s. You had to pay and you have to buy the phones at that big amount of money. But in 1996, after post 1996, when the market was completely deregulated, post 1996, you saw that there was companies like Grameenphone, GP, and then you had different companies. Now they have different names, like for example Robi, they came at that time, and also Banglalink. So when these companies and other companies, they started coming to the market, the market was deregulated, and it started making changes in the marketing, which was unthinkable at that time. And then what we see as a result of it, that there is increased competition. Competition is now very high. It's a very fierce competition in the market, in our mobile phone market. Even you see that some companies, just because they cannot face this competition or cannot work, have the efficiency, so they actually are merging to get more strength to compete in this market. Some companies, they had to withdraw from the market, like Warid. They had to withdraw because of this fierce competition. So here we see that the competition is increasing. If you see about industry convergence, yeah, that's also very very interesting trend we see happening in our current marketing realities. I will just give one example to show you that how industries are converging. For example, before we had like Apple started as a computer producer. So they were producing computer. And if you see, now what is Apple doing? I mean, when we think about Apple, you see that Apple is producing television. So they're in the television industry. They're also producing smartphones. So they're in a smartphone industry. So if you put these points together, what we see that actually these all industries use, and now we have the concept like a smart home. And when you talk about the concept of smart home, it is about all home appliances. And some companies like Samsung, it will be hard to understand that actually what are they producing. Is it mobile phone or calculator or appliances, home appliances, like the kitchen utensils, kitchen items? What are they doing? Actually, because of this network information technology, everything is now having the touch of internet, artificial intelligence, AI, all this stuff. I mean, they are converging the industries, and they are eliminating the boundaries of the industries. And now we have also, and now in the next point we are talking about the changes in our retail sectors. So when we talk about the changes in our retail sectors, what do we see there? Okay, let's move to the next slide. We can just have more space to discuss about these things. So let's take some space. So we are now talking about the retail transformation. So in retail transformation, we see, okay, let's take the example of Bangladesh. What we see here, I mean, we had just 15 years back, 15 to 20 years back, we had only some kitchen market and some vegetable markets and fish market. So kitchen, fish or vegetables market. But now, if you see that the retail sectors, I mean, we see one transformation is by, the Shopno. When you think about Shopno, what do you see there? Is it really a sweetmeat shop, or it's a vegetable market, or it's a fish market? They have got the the aggregation of all these platforms in one go. But we see changes in another case, like for example, when we see Rockmary.com, when we see, so there we see that it's like a Amazon.com. It's our Bangladeshi version. And here you see, they are eliminating the intermediaries of a bookshop you need to have and to sell your books. No, here you can just through an online purchase and online distribution, you can disintermediate. You can avoid the retailers. So here we see So this is like the disintermediation age. People, they are trying to get more direct distribution and connection with the customers. But when we have it, some companies, they are actually doing a further reintermediation. For example, okay, I'm now giving you two examples. Like one company which was Mela, no, it's called Minabazar. So yeah, minabazar.com. When they started, I mean just 5-6 years back, they were only a brick and mortar shop. So they only had their grocery centers, and so we could call them that a brick and mortar shop. But what happened when they see that there is changes in the market, there are some new competitors in the market, for example Chaldal.com. So when you see it, then they feel that if we want to compete and if we want to keep our customers with the advantage, when they can have the advantage of pure click companies by giving orders from their home, the convenience of delivery, then we can work on another front. That is, Minabazar, they have opened their own online shop. So here what they have done, Chaldal, when it was trying to disintermediate the market and to just have only to have no intermediaries, no retailers, disintermediate the market, Minabazar actually did the reintermediation. So what did they do? They said that okay, now we offer you the brick and mortar option, and also we offer you the click option. So you can just go online and shop from us. So they have added the online shopping from us, and also telephone shopping. So you can also shop by telephone. So here we see that Minabazar has now become a brick. They are still there with their storefronts, but they are also a click option now. They have added. So it's a reintermediation process happening in our industry. Now, if we think about the consumers' buying power, that has increased. Now, consumer, they can buy from any sources. They can buy from and they can join together. Like consumers, they can have their own alliances, because on their they can, on social sites, social media, they can join together. So consumers can have alliances and in a very convenient way, and they can ask for the higher discounts and options. Even some big consumers, business buyers, what they can do, usually we know that there is an auction process, and in the auction, who is calling the bids? Actually the buyer. So here the seller is standing and the buyers are actually bidding for auction. So here are the buyers. But buyer 1, we can say buyer 1, buyer 2, buyer 3. But now they are actually, the business buyers, they can even arrange a reverse auction. By reverse auction, they mean that now some business, maybe one big business buyer or some business buyers together, they say that, look, seller, we have this requirement and we will buy big from you, but depends on then how cheap and how much you can give us. So here now the sellers are actually standing in the auction. They are standing in the auction and trying to get the order from the buyers. So it's like a reverse auction is happening in our case. So we see also the other trend is like consumer information. The information of the consumers, we see that they are much more rich. I mean, just you are a click away to find out information about any new product. You can actually take the consumer reviews also. That's also interesting way to actually compare a product and understand that you can also do the comparison of the products. Companies, they happily provide that. You have the participation of the consumers. In our Nike examples, we talked about it, like when you can go to the website and even you can design your own products and you can co-create the production process. And we also see the resistance from the consumers. Now, I mean, if you are just breaching any contract with the customers, with the consumers, and consumer feel like betrayed from you, they can actually just post a video on social media, for example YouTube, and it can create a huge damage to the image of the company. So here we see the more and more strength of the consumers with the major societal changes in the societal forces for the in the new marketing realities. Thank you.